Yeah, y'all know what it is. Eagles Way Boxing. We on now. What up? I see you out there, sir. Sir Flame, what's up? Salute. Yup. Sir Flame always. Salute to Eagles Web. Salute to the chat. And as always, jab that like button on y'all neck. Don't get naked. Eagles Web Boxing. Got that glove up. That fire, baby. Don't forget about those. Ha. That's how we do it. Yeah. My little play on words. I like to play with the words, man. I always try to find something just a little creative or whatever. It might be cornballish or cheesy. I don't know. Yeah, but yeah, good fights. A little bit. I mean, a lot of people are looking at the fight like it was more of a more excellent fight than what it is. I mean, um, we probably didn't look forward to the, to Tzoo getting his head busted open, but it was his own fault. We don't know which one. I don't know which one is actually true. I tend not to believe any of them, so I listen to them, but I don't really, I'm just like, nah, I don't know what you guys doing. It's like, what are you guys doing? Let us know. Just let us know what you're doing. So because that's what I would like to know also. Who's gonna fight? Who's next? You know that? Hey, it's Eagles Way of Boxing, baby. Eagles Way of Boxing. We always want to find out who's next or what's next. Who got neck? Who is neck? Whose neck is out there? So we want to know, who's got them? Who's gonna have them hands up? Next. That's what we want to find out. So, um, I've seen a lot of things in this fight. You said, if the cut didn't happen, Tim had that. I don't know because what happened is he didn't make the adjustments. It's a cut. It's a cut. You can't make up too many excuses for a cut. If you have to cut that early in the fight, then if you go 12 rounds, that means you made an adjustment to it. Because if you don't make an adjustment to it, you get stopped. Anytime you got a high cut like that, then the blood is so-called going into your eye and stuff. It's not really, I mean, come on, they cleaning it. It's trickling down. You're trying to wipe it away or whatever. Yes, your coroner's fault for not using the right coagulants to stop the bleeding, because that type of bleeding is it's deep cut, but it's on top of the head, and it should be stopped. It should have been easier to stop. So I'm not saying a lot of people might think that might have been the case, that he was going to win. I'm gonna tell you something, because Fundora, if you look at the fight, Fundora still didn't have him on the outside of the jab. He was still a little bit too close, as he was getting caught a little bit. I think that Tzoo was just a little bit too anxious, over, he tries to press forward too much. In matter of fact, if the cut didn't happen, it would have, Fundora would have probably won easier, because that means that Tzoo wasn't charging forward like he's doing. You can't charge forward like a bull. When you do that, you end up getting yourself hurt. You're fighting somebody with that lean muscle. A person that you're looking at is a lot of bone. That's what happened. He ran. If you look at it, he just ran himself into. He ran himself into it. And Fundora does not. Fundora fought him on the outside 1 or 2 rounds. I think it was like 9 and 10. Like round 9 and round 10, that's when Fundora was like keeping him on the outside, like really keeping those punches on him. And Fundora he just threw a lot more punches. So you can see the whole attitude once he got the cut was, I got to knock him out. It's like, you didn't have to knock him out. You just had to, wait for a good opportunity, maybe try to get your left hook off. Left hook, as it was left hook action, right? You just had to wait a little while. That's my estimation, that you had to wait. I don't know, Fundora looked like he was having a pretty decent time in there, though. He was having a pretty decent time. He was at no point was he like in any kind of like trouble or nothing like that. It's like nothing surprised him. He still kind of tends to go back to his old ways where he wants to be. He wants to be closer than when he needs to be. And the same thing, he was still closer. But I like that he's making a step. He's making an effort to back up a little bit. He's going to be a handful if he actually uses that length on you. Let's think about it. If he uses that length on you and you feel some power behind it, you're not going to go charging through him. And he must have a little crack on him because even if you're hurt, if you look at some of the old fighters when they was hurt like that, I seen Marvin Hagler with more blood in his face at one time. I don't know if it was against Tommy. I think it was against Tommy Hearns. I seen him with more blood in his face. He just came forward straight through it. All fighters ain't cut out to be the same, man. I'm just saying. I'm not me trying to be biased or mean to this guy. I don't like him. I don't necessarily like either one of them, but I like Fundora a little bit better now. Now that he got stopped, I like him better because he had to get that smile knocked off his face. Like, stop, fight. If you're going to be a cheat code, then fight like you're a cheat code. So I don't know. Maybe it might be right. You said Tim started landing easy before the cut. Yeah, but it wasn't nothing really significant. I'm not going to, so if you're going to discount that, that means you're going to count that Fundora wasn't going to make no changes. And I was looking at him. He was making little subtle changes. He was making little subtle changes throughout the fight. I don't know. I didn't have the cut. Just think about it. Just imagine having the cut. You could put like a water hose on top of your head and let the water go down your face. Can you see? I'm just saying, maybe he was worried about the cut or something. I don't know. Maybe he's worried about the cut. Can you see though? If you got a water hose on your head, you just turn it on a little bit. Because that's about the rate of blood's not even that much. Just think about it. That water's gonna go. It depends on the shape of your head. It's gonna go around the eye, down the nose, all that. Usually blood doesn't drip right down into your eye like they say. It just doesn't happen like that. But it's irritating to have something that's, I would say that is irritating to have something running down, like blood running down your face. It's irritating. But I've seen like real bloodbath fights where fighters were still in there. Marvin Hagler versus Antifemal. So I've seen fight. Matter of fact, I done mentioned the Hagler a bunch of times, huh? Who was that one guy that used to always bleed? He was known as the bleeder. He always bled and always fought through it. It just, you can't, if we're going to always have an excuse, you got busted up, well, you busted yourself up being stupid. If you was getting to him, just be patient and get to him. All that charging in. And matter of fact, that happened like close to the end of the round when you made that stupid mistake. Like all these fighters with this kind of, when they jumping in and charging in style, that kind of bull rushing type of shit, that's going to happen in boxing. You're going to end up getting cut. Mike Tyson does it, but he does it a little, I like the way he does it, because he kind of switches feet. He kind of turns side to side when he does it. Manny Pacquiao got away with it because of his volume of punches. But on one occasion he did get time. I'm saying Floyd Mayweather timed him pretty good. Floyd Mayweather was putting some hands on him, but Marquez really timed him. Yeah, Marquez timed him like perfectly. It took him some fights to finally, time him. He had been waiting. Maybe, a matter of fact, he had timed him in other parts of that fight. You can see he was trying to time him in that fight. He was just short. He was off the mark, and then he finally caught him. But you gotta. I like Tzoo. I just don't think he is what he think he is. To be honest, I don't think he's that much. I think he's good, but I don't think he's as hard a fighter to beat as people might think he is. He's not against a pure boxer that can punch. He's not gonna be a problem. That just trying to be aggressive style is just being aggressive. A lot of times, it doesn't work. If somebody's a matador, they're gonna just pick you off or whatever. Yeah, I bet that Fundora was going to win. Okay, but if they rematch, I got Tim. I don't know. I think Fundora will be more ready. See, a lot of times, this is what people are doing, and this is what I didn't like. Is I didn't like every broadcast. I kept hearing these announcers and I kept hearing reporters and saying that the Tzoo took the fight on 12-day notice. What the hell are you talking about? Fundora took the fight on a 12-day notice too. So what's the difference? You're preparing for a big championship fight, and then somebody has to have it. Then you have to be replaced. That's happened in history. It's not the first time, and it's not going to be the last time that it happened in history. I'm probably still going to go with Fundora because I'm going to go with Fundora not to get clipped. He's hard to clip. And yes, he's just standing straight up. If you was looking at him when he did get clipped, he was just standing up. He was just standing up. He had no back. He had no backwards or lateral movement when he did get caught. When you think about it, he was kind of flat-footed because he got one shot missed him, and he was just still standing there. He set himself up to get clipped with the left hook. Go back and look at it because he was trying to throw his own stuff. But he, like I said, if he fights, like I said, if he gets close, if they're practicing, if they're training to get him back on the outside, then I would say he's going to be a hard piece to beat for anybody. That's if he really has the power. Because some people, if they see you, they just walk straight through you like, oh, you ain't got no kind of power. I'm just going to walk straight through you. But if he starts fighting on the outside at 6'6", he's going to be something to deal with. I'm sorry. He's just going to be a problem. And I'm not trying to ride him or nothing like that, but I said he's going to be a problem. I'm not saying that right now that he is that guy. He's that problem. But you could be right. I mean, anybody could win the fight. I had Fundora probably winning. I wasn't sure. I thought maybe Tzoo could win, but I was going with the guy that was over here. So I was going with Fundora, and of course Cruz. Everybody had Cruz. I think you had Retardo. You had Retardo. You had Retardo winning the fight. I could see while watching that fight, I could see how Romero could have won the fight, but the way he went in there, it was just, I don't know what he's doing. The thing is, he sits too long. He just sits and waits too long. And he wasn't really landing nothing significant. He wasn't putting no hurt on Cruz. He had to put the hurt on Cruz. That's what he should have been doing. He's probably the most powerful puncher at 140. Then you got to be putting some hurt on this guy. He wasn't putting no hurt on him. Taller, just stay on the outside, put hurt on him, keep that jab in his face, and just crack him. He had pretty good defense. When I saw him live, he looked like crap, to be honest. When I saw him live, he just didn't. Yep. Yeah, I know you had Retardo. I didn't have Retardo. I see you, Bruce. Bruce Gas, Boxing, Jazz, and more. He said salute to Eagle Webb, salute to Sir Flame. Yeah. What do you think about that fight, Bruce? Do you think that in a rematch that Tzoo would actually win that fight? I think he's gonna come out with his same style. I think Fundora and them, I think they know what to do now. I think they more or less know what to do to win. Oh, okay. Then he stopped him from clinching. It was on. He couldn't stop the pressure. Yeah, he couldn't stop the pressure, but he could have stopped the pressure. He wasn't doing nothing. When you just sitting there relaxing with your arms like that, and you're not throwing no kind of, he wasn't trying to throw nothing at him. I'll tell you, with somebody with that kind of punching power, all you need is a nice stiff jab on a little dude like that, like, and then and then bombs away, crack him every once in a while. Sir Flame is salute to Bruce Gas, Boxing, Jazz, and more. I see you. I think Tzoo would have won if not for the cut. Everybody wants to stick on that cut. Now, I agree with you on that last part. On the last part, I agree with you. The first part, I don't know if I can agree with that because I've seen bloody mess fights where fighters just had to fight, and I've seen fighters fight better with blood. Oh, you done cut me now. I seen fighters fight better with cuts, and I've seen fighters fight better with knockdowns. A fighter named Matthew Saad Muhammad. He couldn't deal with Dwight Kwawi, Dwight Muhammad Kwawi. He couldn't deal with him as much. But both of those fighters used to fight busted up, especially Matthew Saad. Matthew Saad used to fight hard when he got busted up. But that last part, I do agree with you, Bruce. I agree with the point where you was talking about the bad corner. That's saying exactly the same thing I was saying, is that they got good enough coagulants they could have stopped that. It looked like to me they was just trying to use, just wiping it and putting Vaseline. They don't look like they was putting any kind of adrenaline, and I don't know what other kind of base they got that's legal for them. But yeah, they have coagulants that foam up and they kind of stop that. You know, they congeal and they just stop it from running. They have good enough ones, especially if it's way up here. If it's way up there. You know, if you got one in the cheek, if you split your cheek open and it's bleeding, it's probably going to bleed. Because you got that meat flap open there. It's like, I don't know. And to me, another thing that didn't look like they was doing is they wasn't taking advantage of that whole 60 seconds and keeping a whole lot of pressure on it. You got to keep a whole lot of pressure. You got to flap. You keep a whole lot of pressure on it. You know, lots and lots of pressure you put on it. Then you cover it from back to front. You don't cover it from front to back. I don't know. You cover it wherever it comes up, wherever the flap of flesh goes up. That's what you press down, and you go over it like this. You don't go back, because all you're doing is opening and spreading. I don't know, but they got drops you can use. They got stuff you can get in the pharmacy to stop the bleeding. I think you get one with your emergency kit. I think you get one besides a tourniquet and bandages and all that. I think you get some stuff also. But they have expiration dates, so you got to be careful because they will turn into poison. I don't know. But that's the corner they could have done better than that. Tzoo's corner should have told the ref they couldn't stop the blood and he couldn't see. Well, that's what you have. See, and this is why I can't go with that, Bruce. This is why I can't, the argument with people who talk about the blood and all that. If you keep going to the corner and they say, oh yeah, everything's fine, then what the fuck? If you're saying everything's fine, then how am I on the outside saying everything was bad because when you said everything was fine? I can't deal with that. If you're saying everything's fine, who am I to say no? He was just saying it was fine. So now I'm taking away from your honor right there because I'm just saying that it's bad because what my observation. The bad thing was for me. The bad thing was the stopping of the bleeding. I never seen nobody with a high cut like that where they couldn't stop it because it wasn't on the forehead. It was on top. It was on the hairline. I've seen people with cuts like that before. I've had a cut like that. You put the pressure on it, that usually stops, man. He's a bleeder, I guess. That's the only way I can look at it. He's just a bleeder. That's all. But the bad corner part for me is that they should have stopped. They should have been able to stop it. You said Tzoo isn't no Saad Muhammad. No, I know he's not no Saad Muhammad. I like Saad Muhammad a lot. You can't use anything but the 11,000th adrenaline during the fight. No, I mean, I heard Tony Atlas I heard he was saying there was like 3 different ones that you could actually use. Yeah, but that was bullshit work on the corner. I'm not even a cut man, and I could have done better than that shit. I don't know what that was. It looked like they was using Vaseline or Abilene or something like that. Shit, Abilene would have sealed it up better than regular Vaseline, I think. Because if you go and get that, but I can't use that as an excuse. I see you, Lala D. I see you, Gil Coast Luke. But I can't use that for the excuse If somebody is constantly asking if everything's okay, and then I'm saying everything's okay. You see what I mean? I can't, if you're saying everything's okay, I can't say it's not okay. That's my point. If you're saying everything's okay, I can't, well, no, I can't. It's not okay. Well, that's what you said it was. Gil Cole said, put some respect on Fundora's name. Yeah, put some respect on his name. I'm not going to take away from that man's win. I do that when if I just feel like clowning, I take away from him. I ain't going to take away from his win. Uh, if if I was fighting me and my corner B, better say I'm fine too. Yeah, they better say you fine, but they better get you. I would have been, if another thing, Tzoo should have been hollering at his corner like, hey, y'all get this shit stopped. You know what I mean? Y'all get this blood stopped, man. What y'all doing? There, she got the hearts up for me. Yep. Bruce Gass is at Gil Cole's. Also, Bruce is at Lala D. Lala D. That's something I can only listen while working. But I have. Okay, I appreciate you. Yeah, Sir Flame said salute to the Queen. Sir Flame, call me Stitch Flame. Yeah, call me Stitch. Yep. Lala D. Bruce. Sir Flame. She said no sound. Yeah, you better fix your stuff. Hey, Lala. Gil Cole's. Lala D said Gil Cole's. Lala D. Keep losing sound. I don't know what's going on. Let me check one thing. Or let me try one thing. Yeah, it shouldn't be losing sound, but we'll see. Let's put the hard line in instead of just doing it with the with just the Wi-Fi like that. So let's put the line in, and we'll see if the Ethernet is working a little bit better. Yeah, I don't know. That's because also I stopped paying them, so I used the free subscription. So I don't know. Maybe they're trying to get me to pay again. I don't feel like paying. I think it went up to like $20 or something, $25 a month. I don't know. I don't know if I want to pay that just to talk to y'all. I don't know if y'all when they talk about like the old school, old heads and all that. When they talk about them, not having the skill set that they have today and all these other things, then let's stick with that. Let's stick with that. If all the warriors if that's what's happening today, all these are warriors now. Let's stick with that. Let's stick with that scenario that they're all warriors today. Because from what I see a lot of the guys that from the past that used to fight through all kind of controversies. That's why they came up with that movie in the first place, that Rocky movie in the first place. Because these guys used to take like a lot and just keep coming. These guys, there's not a lot of guys that keep coming now. You remember, was it Pedway or I think it was Pedway. I think we talked about this before though. Remember Pedway versus Brown, right? And Simon Brown was a complete beast. He was a monster. He was putting people out. He was putting fighters out. But he got in there with was Pettigrew or I think it was Pettigrew. It's one of them, Pettigrew or Pedway. I can't remember because the only thing to stay in my mind is the pet. But anyway. He put Pettigrew down, or Petway, put him down, and everybody thought the fight was about to be over. But he got up, and eventually, man, he threw a punch at Brown. Boom. He had knocked Brown down on his back, and Brown was still seeing the fight. He was on the ground going like this. He was picking up, he started off with slow, throwing like 1-2 punches, but he was knocked out. And he's still throwing punches. You tell me when somebody knocked out, just like when I show you, it's not up on here right now, but when I keep showing you the Jerry Corey knockout, when Joe Frazier knocked him out and he was still, he woke back up and started punching. The only fighter like that, which I don't like, is the cheating Fury. Fury's the only fighter I saw do that. get up from a knockout and keep fighting, but he's not mentally sound because of that. Guaranteed you, you're not sound. You're in the mind. Don't be surprised if something happens to him. I'm not hoping anything happens to him, but I'm just saying don't be surprised if something happened to a guy like that. Especially when you got that big Neanderthal head and you take trauma to it like that, you know. You see, he's actually easier. If you look at it, he's easier to knock down. If people are not paying attention, he's easier to knock down than he has been. Why is Earl Spence always some kind of a subject in here? Like, you guys act like I really care. And I'm not throwing him under the bus, but I don't know if Earl's ducking Bud. I don't think he's a duck. I don't think he's the type of guy that ducks. I don't think any fighter ducks, because what you got to realize is no ducking in boxing. Is money. If you want to call somebody a duck, maybe Canelo's a duck, but he's only ducking for money though. He won't duck if he gets enough money. He won't duck, but he's ridiculous. He talking about 150, 200 million. Get out of here. He's like, if y'all really want this fight, he's trying to get paid, because he's looking at, there's a chance I can lose, but he's a fighter. The fighters do not really they don't duck. It has to be lucrative. It has to be money involved, man. This prize fighting, man. Think about it. There's no ducking. I used to think that a lot of times the ducking, but no, it's just not. A lot of times it's just like, I don't care about you. People think you can beat me, but I don't even care. I'm not going to fight you. And you can look at that as being a duck, or they just don't. A lot of times fighters are selfish. Fighters are selfish for their own reason. Canelo's being selfish for his own reason. I'm not saying that he's really ducking Benavidez. I'm just saying he wants a certain prize. And a lot of people are mad about that prize. You have no control over that, what I want. If I go into like a bid war or something like that, there's jobs that I do that sometimes I'm like, I ain't doing it. I say, I got a big car. I got to go too many miles. I said, it's not lucrative. I said, gas is $7 a gallon. I said, I'm not spending $85 or something. I'm not spending $85 to get there, back, whatever, and then I'm not getting compensated. So it's just, that's what it is. It's all contract, money, all that. It's all that. It's contract money, so it's not. But sometimes now I will say this. I will say that some of these fighters are messing up the game. Gil Coles, did you have Raleigh winning that fight against Cruz? I can't remember what you said Friday. Yeah, but it's just it's money. If you can see what it boils down to. Now, there's other sides to it. It's not always money. It's not always money. Sometimes it's just pride or something like that. Or sometimes you're demanding money that you know you ain't going to get. Now, you can use that as a duck clause, but I'm just not going to call any of these fighters a duck. I'm just going to say you make stupid mistakes. Because I'm still going to think that Shakur Stevenson made one of the dumbest mistakes he could have made for not fighting Haney. And a lot of people think it was this is a low ball offer, whatever. This don't matter. If you can beat the guy, if there's no risk, if you're gonna beat the guy easy, then fight the guy. Right? If you know you can beat somebody easy, or you're willing to fight them, but I don't want to. Who fights people that are easy to win against? Nobody even does. It's not even fun on the street to beat somebody up that you can beat. You feel bad already before you. I got a heart, so I feel bad already before I even hit you. I already feel bad. I got to feel some kind of like, yeah, he might be able to get me. Yeah, I'm gonna have to be on top of my, on everything. You know what I mean? You don't want nobody who's easy to beat and stuff like that. But, there's a lot of fights out there that Haney said he ready to fight everybody. A lot of people don't like Haney. He ready to fight Matias. He'll fight. I'm telling you right now, the Cruz fight versus Haney won't be a good fight. It'll have some moments where Cruz tries to put too much pressure or whatever, but it's just like it ain't going. It's not a styles make fights. It just ain't gonna be a good style. And for me, Tzoo got explored by DOra for fun. And if you get mad at that, then you just get mad. If you hate that, then you just hate that. You lost. Your corner dropped the ball. They should have did better at stopping the blood because they didn't know that you could not fight with blood in your face. And now that's more information for other fighters. Now he can't fight with blood in his face. He thinks about the blood too much. So some fighters can fight with blood in their face. Some fighters can fight with broken stuff. Some fighters can fight with a messed up hand and stuff like, you know. But some fighters can't because the pain is just too much. You got to think about the pain is not going to get any worse. That's the whole thing. The pain's there, but it's not going to, it's already, if your hand is broke, it's already broke. So you just can't hit as hard with it. You got to use the other one. If you got two broke hands, then maybe you're in trouble. They might have to stop it, but you just ain't going to be throwing as hard punches. You better try to sneak some elbows up in there. You better try to, sneak some elbows up in there with them shots to do something. That's all I can say. As you better do something so you can get that dub. Because if you end up beltless, then your stock, they say your stock goes down a little bit. Sometimes your stock goes down. Sometimes it might go up. If you don't have a mouthpiece. If you think about it, because Rolly Romero has a mouthpiece. So he'll talk himself into some more trouble. And somebody will take it. Somebody will fight him. He's getting paid, man. Because he knows how to talk himself into trouble. The fight with him, I just didn't like I don't like his approach to the fight. I think even staying as long as he did, he could have done better. He was trying to pull some kind of, I don't know. He was trying to fight like, I don't know. There's a lot of fighters. I don't want to put all these fighters in the spotlight, but there's a lot of fighters that can hold and get away with it. But it's a certain way you got to hold. Big as he is, no pushing. I would have been. So if I get in trouble for holding, then I'm starting to push. Now I got all my warnings for holding. Now I'm pushing. So you should have done everything. You should have been pushing him off. Damn, what's wrong? Get your ass off me. You could have been pushing him off with one hand a little bit. And you can use your hand. You can't hold, but you can put your hand out there for a split second. Say, where you at? Okay, bam. It's just so many. It's so many things in boxing that I don't see these professional fighters use that I don't even get it. I don't get it no more. How much better they are, or whatever. They're supposed to be so great, but they don't do nothing that you're supposed to do. They don't do none of the shit you're supposed to do, but they're great. But they ain't doing nothing they're supposed to. I'm like, come on, man, do this. They corner ain't giving them no kind of advice. Like Rolly, I mean, it's like you come out with that kind of stand. Come on, you fought him like you was like leaning up against a heavy bag or something. I don't know. Establishing a jab, establishing a good jab and movement. So it's not just side to side. Keep yourself off center. It's little subtleties like leaning that back leg down and turning at the same time. Leaning and turning at the same time. Dropping down. So dropping underneath. Just a little bit off center. That's all you need. Dropping down. Knocking shit down. Get that shit out of here. Get that punch out of here. But just folding up like this and grabbing is going to get you beat up. To me, it seemed like you didn't really want to engage. You didn't really want to fight. You wasn't ready for that smoke. And I don't know if that little guy. I seen the guy fight. The fight that I saw him, the fight that I watched him fight live, he didn't look good at all. Matter of fact, he looked like he lost the fight. I'm telling you, he don't look that good in person. He did not when I saw him. He didn't look that good. And I thought he lost the fight. I was he's looking like trash. He couldn't hurt the guy, nothing like that. He was getting popped up. So with Cruz, he's a good little guy, but he's not gonna beat like a boxer. He's not gonna beat. He's gonna be trying to he's trying to go for the knockout. It's just not gonna go good for him if he fights the wrong person. If he fights a good boxer, he's gonna lose. So whatever little title he got, he's gonna lose that to a boxer. That's it. Certain fighters, it's like they said, styles make fights. A lot of things make fights. So we can't just stick with this styles making fights. We gotta look at heart makes fight, styles make fights. There's a lot of things that make a fight. A lot of different things that make a fight. But so we have to look at all of them like, okay, this is gonna happen. This can happen. So a lot of things we can happen. Where you guys at? I'm not even seeing comments from Smart Ass Gil right now. Come on, Smart Ass Gil, put something up in there, man. I miss your smart ass comments. Come on, let's have it. I'm not gonna just be talking to y'all. Y'all not responding now. I see your last little smart remark. Like I already addressed that. So like, I don't know why Earl's always in your mouth. You trying to keep me from talking about Keith. I'm not even gonna talk about Keith. Keith is so insignificant right now. It don't even make sense. Keith is a broadcaster right now. All I hear Keith doing is just running his mouth. Heard him talking about the unfortunate, the DOra fight. I heard him talking about that, and this how Tzoo's a warrior and all. Man, get out of here! Stop it. You didn't fight. You should have been the one fighting him. But yeah. But everybody thinking you would have got put to sleep. I don't know. You might have lost. I was still going with you, but right now you just a commentator or you just an agitator because all you're doing is talking. We waiting for you to stop talking and see if you're going to ever fight again. That's what inquiring minds wants to know. Yeah, but Raleigh, like all these guys are like a lot of people are like you teasing Raleigh and stuff, but Raleigh is going to get another good fight. Yeah. And I still believe you guys are in prize fighting. So if you're in prize fighting, that's what it is. Just you're trying to get that bag. But a lot of you guys don't get it. You're just sitting down. You're waiting for agents. You're waiting for promoters. You're waiting for somebody to make it happen for you. The way you get phone calls is by starting some kind of trouble. You got to be a troublemaker. And if you're not a troublemaker, or you get a troublemaker, peacemaker, or you got to be a game changer, so you get something you got to have in order to get yourself back out there. Like even Wilder, you got to talk yourself up into a good championship. You got a good mouthpiece, but sometimes you don't use it the right way. You guys got to talk your way into these fights before you retire. In the next few years, we're going to have a lot of fighters retiring. So you're going to have to get used to this whole new crop. Some of these younger fighters are going to have to retire. I wouldn't doubt if Rolly Romero has to retire early. He's just going to be a gatekeeper, just getting beat up and just taking L after L after L. He's going to have to retire soon. Who else? Colbert is going to probably retire early. There's a lot of fighters that are probably going to retire early. Or will be retired. Earl Spence should be retiring. He should be getting out of boxing. Now I know a lot of people think, "Well, you just crapping on Earl." No, it's just the evidence is showing something's wrong. For me, something's wrong. I don't know. Maybe it's not, but for me, this is my opinion. I'm saying that I see that something's wrong with that young man, and he needs to probably wrap it up. We'll see. If his eyes look clear and he looks normal, it looks like he got away from whatever he had, the neurological damage. Usually when it's neurological, you keep it. Shit. Yeah, some of us have neurological problems and and problems with the nerves and all that. It's just like it's hard, man. The rehabilitation is hard, man. Your body just doesn't. Um, Sometimes it doesn't. Everything doesn't reroute the way it should. Sometimes it just stops short. You know what I mean? Like some people who lose, like they lose the feeling and stuff. They lose the feeling in the parts of their body and stuff. It just don't. It don't come back. It's hard to get it back. I mean, that's what I could say about that. I'm looking at the Negronis. Okay, forgot about that. Okay, that's what I'm looking at. Okay. Just looking at drinks. I shouldn't probably be looking at drinks. I don't know. Maybe something happened to the broadcast. I don't know. I keep checking the page that you guys have to look at. Let me see. And everything looks fine. Everything looks fine here. It doesn't say anything about my stream is gone. I don't know. I don't see anything that's wrong. Anyway, so I'm gonna just take it that maybe something went wrong with the stream or something. I don't know. So I don't know if I want to re-talk about this, but maybe we will. But anyway, shout out to you, Fundora. You had fun. You had fun at the zoo. And a lot of people think that if there's a re-up, that you might just get KO'd yourself. I don't know. I'm gonna stick with you. I let everybody else. If people want to go against you, I let them go against you. I'm gonna go ahead and stick with you. I don't necessarily like you, but I'm gonna stick with you. I'm gonna stick with the people that I picked to stick with. Some of them I'll switch up on. But if you lose, you lose. I mean, I'm not gonna change that I picked you. But if you get your ass beat up, remember that was you getting your ass beat up, not me. So I'll try my best to go with you. But other than that, that's about it. That's all I can. That's all I can do. I can go with you. I try not to go against any of the fighters because whoever wins is shout out to them. I mean, all this. It's a lot of excuses you can make, but if you lose, you lose. But the difference being for them going into the fight, I didn't see. Like I said, I started looking on the big screen. I see y'all, sir. Salute. All your people was here today, man. But I don't even know a lot of they act like they can't hear me or something's wrong. I don't know, man. I've been trying to talk to them. But anyway, y'all sir said salute Eagle said, hey Lala. Yeah, Lala D. She said she at work listening. She said she has time. She can hit the thumbs up today. Yeah, but Sir's here, Bruce is here, Gil's here, Lala's here, Sir's here. Yeah, Gil's here. Yeah. So I don't think anybody can. They're not saying anything. They're a little bit. I think they're still upset because they was going with Tzoo. I guess I don't know. Yeah, but Fundora did what he had to do. He said salute for him, but Gil Cole, Sir Flay, Bruce. Yeah. Oh yeah. So yeah. So yeah, Bruce still here. Bruce got quiet a little bit. But yeah, I think me and Bruce we were on the same page when it comes to the corner work on Tzoo. I just think that there was something they could have done something better because you can't put any foreign objects on obviously on somebody's head. You can't like tape some gauze and shit up there. I don't know. Maybe they should change that though. Maybe you should be able to use like if it's on the head or something. Maybe you should be able to use gauze and tape it down if you can tape it in 1 minute. Maybe you should be able to use it. I'm not saying patch put stitches, patch somebody's face up. No, you can't do all that. But you never know. They might have a machine that can put stitches in quick. In 1 minute. Zzz, that's it. You ready? Numb it up a little bit, throw them stitches on there. Yeah, but you got to keep going. You got to keep going for whatever it is. You got to keep going, man. And these guys, if these guys are so much tougher than their fathers and grandfathers, then hey, you just got to go out there and win, man. Some people, and I know I made that comparison. Bruce don't like it that much. He said, no, he's not no Saad Muhammad. No, I know he's not a Saad Muhammad, but I'm just saying that if these guys are tough, you gotta look forward to, like, if you're gonna get hurt, sometimes you're gonna get hurt. As simple as that. Sugar Ray Leonard had to fight through swollen eyes and stuff. I mean, sometimes you gotta fight through shit, man. It's just, I'm sorry, I just can't make up I can't stick with it. They should have had it called as a no contest. People would have threw bottles, yeah, but you probably wouldn't have got that hurt, because usually in that arena, I think it's plastic bottles. I don't think they got glass bottles in there anymore. I think any arenas, you can't have glass bottles anymore inside the arena. So we got hit with a couple of beer bottles for quitting, but that's okay. A couple of cans would have been hurled at you, and maybe something else. Maybe somebody would have threw a shoe or sneaker that they didn't necessarily want to take home. But that's okay. But if you can't see, then to say I can't see, let's stop the fight. And it's before 4 rounds. They're not gonna go to the cars. It's just gonna be a no decision. Just let it be a no decision. But put a note by it that it was your damn fault that it was a no decision. Because stop charging in like a bull. Stop ducking your damn head down. Yeah, that was your biggest mistake, is your head. Because you try to look down and you want to come forward, you want to bull forward, but that shit don't work with everybody. That man's too tall for you to be ducking down. And it's too bad he wasn't like throwing uppercuts and stuff. Sorry about that. Everybody says the same thing. Okay, Bruce said he cooking, yeah. But y'all say everybody say the same thing. Fight would have been, I'm saying everybody says the same thing. Fight would have been different if Tzoo didn't get that bad cut with that elbow. No, he didn't get cut by elbow. He got cut by his dumb ass charging forward with his head down. Look at it again. There was no elbow thrown at him. He didn't get no elbow thrown at him. His ass ran into an elbow. That's his own dumb ass fault. But y'all sort of said that it would be shocking. This version of Fundora is going to be all sorts of problems for man. Yeah, and I said that earlier too. Before you got here, that's one of the things I was saying. I said Fundora is getting, the more he gets used to fighting on the outside, you are going to have problems trying to fight this guy. Because the thing is, see this, I'm going to tell you what I feel would be the perfect thing for Fundora. Fundora likes to be in the pocket, likes to fight inside. I would say Fundora, stay on the outside for the first 9 rounds. And then, if you're feeling comfortable out there, if you can stay out there, stay out there. But if you just feel like, oh, this guy is hurt, he can't hurt me no more. If you know he can't hurt you no more, and then you can entertain us by getting back into the pocket. That would be the perfect for me. That would be the perfect thing for Fundora for me. But you're right about that. Once he gets this establishing that length and distance, you guys at that weight, you guys ain't going to mess with him. You guys are not going to F with him. I'm sorry. So all this fight did was it didn't solidify the fact. But what it did is giving us a glimpse of hope and a glimpse of what can happen if this guy starts staying on the outside. If this guy starts staying on the outside, you guys are in trouble. I'm sorry. That's just what it is. It is what it is. Your ass is in trouble. Provided that he has a good enough jab and good enough power to keep you out there. I still don't know. I can't really rate his power. I don't know how really powerful he is. I saw him bust people up. I think it was Lubin. He beat up Lubin pretty bad. But Lubin wants to fight him again, though. But I haven't heard nothing like, Lubin, you should fight him again. If he got the opportunity, you guys are on the same level, because you've been looking pretty good during your fights, and he looked the last fight he got knocked the f out. In this fight, he looks good. He didn't look wonderful or great, but he looked good. I like what they're doing with him. And the thing is, you guys got to appreciate boxing for the science too. It's not just, don't celebrate the names all the time. Don't just get so excited about celebrating these guys and celebrating these guys' name and all. Don't get so happy with that. Let's celebrate what's good with the boxing mechanics of the fighters and stuff like that. That's what I would say. I'm not trying to change your way of thinking, but I'm just saying that's what I would say. Is that let's just look at it in a sense that, hey, the science of boxing, this guy he's really good, because there's so many, besides the science, there's so many different dynamics. Like I said, when it came to this cut, it's like you can't fight through cuts. Now everybody knows that, but you might adjust. Now you might be able to fight through cuts later, but somebody might crack your ass, like for real, get some more blood going. You can't. I'm gonna tell you another fighter who really can't fight that good with blood. That's Tyson Fury. Cannot fight real good with blood. He can't. He can't fight good with blood. He can still get a dub, but he just can't. He's not a good blood fighter. Some fighters aren't good with blood. Some fighters are better with blood. Because you realize when somebody got blood, you have blood too. You might not have it in your face, but this still getting on your gloves is actually helping them. A lot of times the blood, when somebody's bleeding, that if you don't crack them directly on whatever that cut is, your punches aren't going to be as effective. Because blood is slippery. Especially when it's mixed in with sweat. It's slippery. You hit, your punches ain't sticking like they should. We had this wild combo on Friday. Even thought I picked Tzoo. Okay. Oh, you did pick Tzoo, huh? I did say if DOra fought long, he would be source of problems for the mans, and I wouldn't be shot. I would be shot. Yeah, but that's what I said. I said that. Remember, that's exactly when we had. I know we had this conversation Friday. Yeah, but that's exactly what I told you too. I said that DOra, I think that he's going to fight longer. He has to fight longer. He'll win. But I had to go with him because he's over here. So, but I felt that he would fight longer. I don't think that he fought as long as he didn't fight as long as he could have. He should have fought a little bit more longer. I read that, Bruce. Bruce crazy. Bruce said that Vito Antifermo, he said Sean O'Grady would be bleeding during the ring announcing. He said they bleeding. In other words, the bleeders, they bleed before the bell ring. That's what Bruce said. He said before the bell ring, they already know they're gonna be a picture of blood. But some fighters can fight like that, and some fighters can't. Some fighters can't. They cannot fight with the blood. But some fighters, they like he said, they can come in the ring already bleeding. They like, I'm bleeding already. That's not a. In other words, he said, that's not going to be a factor of me winning or losing. I'm gonna go out there and fight the way that I fight, whether I'm all blood and guts time the bell ring or not. But some fighters ain't used to that. It's a whole new. That's why they say that when they say a fight, he's never been down. Okay, well that's not good and promising a lot of times when you hear that a fighter's never been down. Sometimes that's not good news for you if he's fighting somebody that usually gets everybody down. It's like he gets everybody down. Oh shit. And he's never been down. Oh shit. So we gotta see which one works. The one who gets knocked down but don't get knocked out, how does that work out? The one that's never been, like the one's never been down or never been stopped or never been hurt. We gotta look and see how that works. He's never done good against a boxer, but he's champ. He finally has to fight a boxer. Oh shit, we got to see how that works. So that's why they say styles make the fight. So it's always like something. So the style, like you can't afford. If you're the fighter that can't afford to get cut, then that's just who you are. You're just not you're not a cut fighter. You're not a fighter that can fight through that. I see you laughing, John. So yeah, but yeah, Bruce crazy. Yeah, that's a good You can do a good meme or something, or a good parody with that, with, with somebody coming in like that, you show fighters coming in already bleeding. Say he already bleeding. The bell hasn't even rung, and he's already bleeding like that. Yeah. But our boy Raleigh, yeah. But Raleigh, one thing I say about Raleigh, he's a salesman. So people get mad at him. Oh, he ain't nothing. He garbage. He getting paid. That's a lot more than I can say for Stevenson. I think Raleigh probably make more money than Stevenson make. I'm quite sure. And people think I'm picking on Stevenson, but he ain't. Who's he fighting? I heard he turned down a fight. I'm not even sure who he turned down, but damn, fight these guys. Get out there and fight. Who is at 135 now anyway? It's just you and Tank now. Who's at 135? Just think about it. Who's at 135 right now? Everybody got tired of you, Tank. So everybody leaving your damn division, man. You talking about fighting Haney and all that. Everybody leaving your division. Everybody that moved up. If Cruz moved up to 140, you lost two fighters that people wanted to see you fight again. They wanted to see you fight Haney, but they wanted to see you fight Cruz again. They gone now. They 140. Ryan Garcia. I think he's 140 now. Yeah. It's just you and Stevenson at 135. Oh, yeah. And Frank Martin. There's not a lot of people at 135 no more. So keep up the good work, you guys. Keep killing your own division. Keep stalling everybody out to where they just leave. They just get tired of you and move up. Same thing with welterweight. Everybody talking about Bud and all that, but there's no who's in welterweight now. And Keith is not even in welterweight. Earl don't want to be in welterweight. Who else has moved up? Barrios already moved up, right? To 154, right? So there's nobody in welterweight no more. There's nobody there. Ugas is more or less out of welterweight. All you got is Ennis. Somebody got to fight Boots. And Boots ain't going to have much. He's not going to have much to work with. He's not going to have enough to beat up on at 147. So people leaving 147. 154, it needed to rebuild. So a lot of people at 150, 154 looks like it's a real competitive division right now, to be honest. 154 is really, really competitive. It's really interesting, the dynamic there. You got the Tower Inferno. You got the little buzzsaw from Australia. You got a lot of things happening in 154. 147 is fading out right in front of our faces. In which I mentioned this a couple of years ago. I kept telling everybody, nobody listened to me. But I know you heard me say that, y'all. So I said that 47 was disappearing. I told you. Remember, Sean was gone. Who was gone first? Peterson started it off. I think Lamont Peterson started it off with the disappearing 147. And 140 is actually building back up because 140 disappeared too. Because you had the who'd we have it? Was it Andango and all those? Remember, Andango didn't have no chin, but he went over in Europe and stole that championship, but that kind of faded out too. The 140, because the little guy from Cuba and a lot of other guys are just, I don't know. It just Taylor and the rest of them, it just didn't. I don't know. It just faded out for a while. There's a lot of ups and downs and controversy, but now it's kind of building up. 157, 154 is kind of building up. 147, we got to get new. It's going to have to be new faces in there. A lot of the divisions is going to have to be a lot of new faces. Yeah. Salute to this season's champ Ross, champion Yasser Hussein. Look at Yasser. It started to learn, huh? He got more. He got more. He's more on the ball with those picks now, huh? Yeah, it'd been nice if I could have. If I can get in there with y'all, but I just don't. It's just my time. A lot of times I'll be getting them picks in like last minute. Sometimes I gotta just. I gotta just throw numbers out there. Yeah. Shit, the best I done the whole time I was in there was like fifth or something like that, sixth or something for the week. I think something like that. Not great, not the worst. Definitely not the tail end. Yes. What about, have you guys, anybody seen Derek Bailey? Tell Derek Bailey stop hiding from me. I need to holler at that young man. Haven't heard from him for a while. Yeah, but we're supposed to be this year. We're supposed to be getting like a lot of good fights or whatever. So hopefully we'll get these fights. Yeah. But like I said, I'm not gonna be one of the persons that's begging for Canelo or nothing like that. Canelo do what he want to. Uh, and it could be certain people's fault because of that. Because hey, I get paid. That's all I can look at. I get paid. I'm getting paid. I'm not fighting you. I'm gonna make a ridiculous amount. So if I fight you, I'm gonna have to get. What is it? I'm gonna have to get 200 million. I'm gonna have to get 150 million. Whether you think, that's what. In other words, but he's not gonna get that because nobody. I don't think there's any network or any promotional company or anybody else that feels like that fight is worth that kind of money. Now I think that he can get some money, but he just ain't gonna get that kind of money. He's not, and he still got too many people respecting still got too many fighters respecting him and stuff. They still respecting his gangster, but dude, come on. We watched you get beat up a couple times. Uh-huh. We watched you get beat up, and we watched you lose fights. But the only fight that they didn't they couldn't give you is they couldn't give you the Bivol fight. And the reason they couldn't give you the Bivol fight is because you took like a 25 piece. My fault. I'm ducking down, throwing something in the trash. And that's the only reason you couldn't get that. You took a 25 piece. If you wouldn't have took a 25 piece, they might have been able to try to, steer the fight towards your way. But you standing still taking a 25 piece, then they said, nah, we can't give them this one. And I know what that's about. We know that's all about the cash cow stuff. We know that you bring the money. We know that. We know that if you hold the cards like that to where you bringing the money to boxing, then hey, you can do what you want to. We've had fighters that did that. They brought the money, but you fighters are not. You're not living up to it. And I'm sorry, like some people get mad at me, but I'm sorry, you're just not living up to it the way that you should. And that's all I'm gonna say about that. Is you're just not living up to it. Shout out to Rawley for making the right moves, getting his money on at least. I mean, he's never gonna be a great fighter. He's champion for a day, so I mean, it is what it is. Shout out to Little Santa Cruz or Little Cruz. Hopefully, you can keep reigning, and hopefully you look better. I mean, I don't know, that little hard nosed style. You got a good little style, but that type of style just usually doesn't keep going. I've seen all in the past these fighters with that kind of hard nosed type of grinded out type of style that it just didn't work out. Especially when they finally run into a boxer. If you don't get them out of there, you don't get them cracked, you're gonna get pieced up, and then what? And then you're gonna be, after the fight, you're gonna be complaining, saying that you was never hurt, that you think you threw the most meaning punches. That's because that's the same thing that all fighters say that have that style when they lose to a boxer, is that they think that they landed the more telling shots and all that. I've heard it too many times, and that's what you guys always do when you finally lose. But hopefully you can keep going. But I just don't see you versus Haney. I don't see that being as competitive as a lot of people might see. I see it's going to be more one-sided. You might get a couple of rounds and you might turn up, but you're going to get beat up. That's in my estimation. I don't know. Anything, like I said, anything can happen. Fundora, keep working on your distance. That's all I can say. Keep working on your distance. And if you guys think that that's kind of something that happened because uh, Tzoo ran himself into an elbow, that's gonna happen again probably against Fundora when he has the distance, or when he's keeping even mid distance. When those elbows are here, you guys are gonna come charging in. So don't be surprised if somebody else don't run their ass into an elbow. But yeah, get a little bit better distance. I don't know what kind of cracking power you got, but yeah, just keep that jab on him, and you can stay champ. And if you fight tall, if fight rangy, nobody's gonna get that belt from you. Sorry. You talking about Earl again? I don't know, man. I don't research. I don't keep up with Earl Spence. I don't keep up with Bud. I don't keep up with none of these fighters like that. And here we just trying to talk about fights that's happening. I'm not talking about fights that's not happening. As you notice, I even tried to keep Keith out of my mouth today. You know, he's just only reason I brought Keith up because Keith is still talking. It's like, shut your ass up. If I hear Earl talking, I tell Earl to shut his ass up. You know, but whatever pops up in my feed and I see it and I hear it, that's who I go in on a little bit. But I don't want that conversation because that whole conversation takes away from what we talked about today. And that's something, if you need to find that out, talk to Earl. I ain't no super fan like that where I be following and listening to everything Earl say and all that. If you guys don't still, to this point, if you still don't understand why I even rock with Earl a little bit, then you're just not a good listener. Because I like the guys that are like more or less the underdog type of guy. I like that. I like that guy. I like the guys that had to fight through a lot of controversy and stuff like that. Like Fundora. I don't really necessarily like him, but I like that the story is that he was, I even teased him. He was on his elbow, something like, oh, look at the birds or whatever. You know, I always change what I say, but he's just like, oh, this is nice. What is the ref counting for? When he was knocked out, and then he comes back and get a nice win like this. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, y'all saw said Earl's trying to jump the line and try fighting Fundora when his bud, who's at Adam to be fighting yet. Oh no, I didn't have Tzoo. Oh, you talking about y'all sir? Yeah, y'all sir, mango habanero, please. Yeah, y'all sir had to eat this crow. No, I was nice today. I didn't put it up, but you mentioned it. I think maybe he likes it. Yeah, go and get your dish out of there, y'all sir. Let's get y'all sir his dish. There you go. There you go, y'all sir. Go ahead and eat up, sir. Y'all sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, go ahead and pick it out, brother. No. I had Fundora. Remember, if you listen, I said I had to go with Fundora because Fundora was from over here. I said I had to stick. I got to stick with the guy that's over here. I don't like Tzoo. I'll pick anybody against Tzoo. Even if I know he's gonna win, I ain't picking him. Yeah, there we go. Okay, get your dishes out of there, y'all sir. No, I didn't pick. I picked Fundora. I said Tzoo could win. I said, well, what happened? I said that Fundora has to stay on the outside. I said if he stays on the outside, he probably can win. He got a good chance of winning this one. It all boiled down to him getting hit, and he just didn't. He just did not get clipped and get hurt. You can't always look at that. You can't always look. Like a lot of times, a blind punch put a person down and out. But just because somebody goes down and out, don't mean that everybody gonna put them down and out. Everybody thought that Benavidez was gonna put your guy out, but he never did. Plant. He never put Plant out. Canelo put Plant out, but Benavidez couldn't put him out. He was busted up a little bit during the fight, but he just didn't put him out. A lot of times you can't put everybody out, and that's very dangerous a lot of times. And that's a lot of times, like, I mean, a good bait fighter will beat Benavidez when Benavidez tries to step up and thinks he has the guys hurt, and he leaves himself open. Cause I've seen him hurt I've seen him hurt. As a matter of fact, Cotto, I remember even when the time that I saw Canelo really hurt bad was against Cotto. So there's fighters that you fight and they have a certain style and you think you doing your business, and all of a sudden you get cracked. I'm just saying. So all you fighters, even if you good fighters, just be aware of what you're doing. Don't always say, "Oh, yeah, I'm dominating," and you dominating until your ass get knocked out. Okay, damn, look at y'all. So yeah, I got 6 bonuses this week, Eagle. 5 KO and 1 decision. She said, I don't mind a bit of crow for one fight after the ass whooping I put on the guy at number 1. He was ahead by 42 points going into last week. Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do, y'all sir. Y'all sir said he put hands on him. Well, congratulations to y'all sir. You get a star for a day. I can't send you nothing else right now, but you get a star for the day, brother. You put hands on the crew. You put hands on Gil, especially if you put hands on Gil. I know you always ride with Gil. You're always in his corner. Because Gil is my little troublemaker. He likes to come in and starts trouble with Eagle. That's because he like Eagle. I mean, most people don't start trouble with me unless they like me. The ones that start trouble with me and don't like me, you guys don't like them. So I don't even really worry about them because you guys usually, I don't even have to say nothing. You guys put pause on them, because it's only once in a while that you guys get to put hands on somebody. So you guys can't wait. Like, huh? What'd you say? You talking to Eagle any way you want to? No, he said no. You can't come in here talking to Eagle any way you want to. That's our job. We can do that because we know him a little bit better than you know him. You can't come off the streets in here thinking you can talk to Eagle any kind of way you want to. So we will put pause on you. Yeah. But that's true though, man. You did good, brother. Anyway, shout out, congratulations, man. Yeah, I got to get up out of here. I was trying to leave, but y'all started talking again. Yeah. So, but yeah, I got to get up out of here, man. Matter of fact, I got to check on something also because I got to do some work. Okay, say we concerned. So I got people that's concerned about me because I've been doing too much. Just hold on a second. I got to just talk to my boss real quick. Trying to find out about my money. But yeah, so shout out to y'all, sir. Shout out to all y'all for stopping by and seeing Eagle This Money. Lala D, you stay with us a little bit longer next time. Don't be cutting out because you didn't get to say nothing to Gil. I don't think, and y'all, sir. I think you said something to Bruce. That was about it. But yeah, I'll talk about more fights or something like that. And we'll just have we'll chop it up again Wednesday. I think I have enough time. So yeah, we'll be back on. We'll be back in. Dance season is coming up, so I got to get ready. My lazy ass, shit. I don't even know if I can do 2 push-ups. No, but I do dips anyway though. So shit, I'm gonna hit that up like in a little bit. So get my legs, work on my legs a little bit, and get these dips going. And I gotta work hard, man. I waited till the last minute to try to get myself ready, but I'll be ready. I'll be ready, y'all. Even if I gotta do 4 days or something like that to get myself ready. No, it's too. I I just don't want to be embarrassed out there because it's too many cameras out there, man. I can't be in slow motion, man. I got to represent, man. But anyway, my shout out to all the real people that I see, and my shout out to all y'all that mess with me. Y'all know what it is with Eagles Wear Boxing. No matter what day it is, always peace and always uplifting to the family, man. Salute. Yeah, I stopped using the be less because, it's just it doesn't work. What after what I'm hearing, what a lot of people are saying, what the understanding of it now is, I would never tell y'all to be less. I'm always gonna tell y'all to be uplift. Anyway, I'm gonna catch y'all. Y'all be good out there.